Hi guys, welcome back to another Star Wars figure review. Next today, as I said last time, we're going to be giving a look at another one of the figures from the Shadows of the Empire figure line in celebrating 25 years of the multimedia project. And that is a big fan favourite from that line, and that is Dash Rendar. Now, before we start taking a proper look at him, we'll take a look at the packaging that this one comes in. As you can see, it's the same as Shizo. Shadows of the Empire themed Power of the Force 2 packaging line with Darth Vader in the top cover and the Shadows of the Empire logo set there, similar to how Black Series often indicates Jedi Fallen Order, and similar things on their packaging. On the back here you do have a bio of Dash Rendar himself. You want to pause the video and read that, you can. But there's a good picture of the character there as well. And as you can see down there, there's all the different figures that were available as part of the toy line within Shadows of the Empire. Because it was a big, as I said in my last review, it was of Prince Shizo, it was a big multimedia project that was designed to build hype around the special editions that would be coming the following year, because these came out in 1996. As I said, 25 years ago. That's what these reviews are, celebrating 25 years since the original novel by Steve Perry was originally published, of course. So that's what I basically gave a look at there. And the adventures of Shadows of the Empire just take place between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and it's just another attempt to take out the rebels, basically, with the Black Sun character Prince Shizo, and then Dash Rendar becomes the character in there as well. So that's the packaging, as I said there, great packaging, and I would love it if Hasbro did make a Black Series packaging in this style, if they did Prince Shizo or Dash Rendar in the Black Series line. I think it would be fantastic, but in between, because when I filmed my Prince Shizo review, Hasbro actually announced, this happened after I filmed it, they actually announced the comic book line of characters. There was Luke Skywalker from Heir to the Empire being one of them. There's a picture of one of them right there, but they have their own specific packaging, so there's obviously a chance that if they do Shadows of the Empire, they'll do it in a comic pack with that kind of packaging. So we'll just have to wait and see what they do with it. But there, that's the packaging for Dash Rendar, the character there. It's a good packaging, good thing there. But now we'll take a look at the character himself. So Dash Rendar basically was a character introduced to stand in for Han Solo. As we all know that during the events between Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back, Han Solo was indeed frozen in carbonite, so Dash Rendar served as a substitute for him. Dash Rendar does indeed survive the Shadows of the Empire ordeal, and he returns in some expanded universe after Return of the Jedi. So there's plenty to see with the character there. But the figure here is just a fantastic one in general. I just like what they've done with him, just the way kind of sort of released him back in the day. Of course, we have the swivel neck, though that's rather restricted, swivel shoulders, swivel waist and swivel hips, the same 6 points of articulation as we've known. And then we look at his weapons first. The first one is just a basic sort of blaster that he has. I don't know too much about what he wields here, but this is the one that he has there, and the other one is sort of more a rifle that's sort of connected to a pack on his back, like this moves up and down with him as it goes on. I thought that was such a cool feature to have. But as I said with Shizo in the review, the stances with him often do make the figure fall over if you're standing without a stand. So he stands on my shelf basically like that. Of course, it does take up a lot of space as well if you have him in certain poses, so that's another reason why. But it's a good figure nonetheless. And just all the little details on his armour. So you've got like the chest plate here, and then sort of his flight suit underneath. So yeah, so basically Dash Rendar is a freelance smuggler who he works with the rebellion, so he fights at the Battle of Hoth, and he sort of is on his own after that as a mercenary. Then he sort of shows up again in Shadows of the Empire to assist Luke Skywalker there. And take a look at the facial sculpt there too. I mean, it's obviously Dash Rendar has never been played by a specific person, so it's sort of being out of the way to sort of adapt this from animation, because Dash Rendar serves as the main character in the Shadows of the Empire video game, and you basically play as him around that. The video game sort of acts as a parallel to the story and sort of a prelude, because you start at the Battle of Hoth and then you just sort of play as Dash Rendar basically in action throughout the events of the story. But that's there. But yeah, it's a cool figure nonetheless. The backpack of course can be removed, so it just plugs in to the back there, similar to how Boba Fett's jetpack would be in play. So that's all there, and it's just the gun is all just connected to it as a sort of pack there. So it's a cool addition. Unfortunately, you don't really have anywhere to plug it in, so at least you have a way you can take it off him. You can take it off him and have him standing without weapons if you were using him for the play feature. Same goes with the other blaster that he has there. So you can just have him in a stance there. Say if you were having him with Luke Skywalker in his Imperial Guard disguise that he has. That was another figure in the Shadows of the Empire line. The only ones I have are Rendar and Shizo, so they're the ones I'm giving you a look at in these videos. They're just good for a little throwback review, really, for celebrating 25 years of this multimedia project that was within Star Wars. I was just a baby in 1996, so I couldn't really collect Star Wars toys back then. So it was good to hunt around on eBay and find these, both in the sale. I mentioned in the Shizo review, like the package, I didn't keep them in a box because I didn't see the packaging's just in not in terrible condition. I just thought to myself, I got these in the mail and I thought, yeah, I'm opening these the minute they come, because I just wasn't. I saw them on the eBay listing, and I got them for 11 quid in total because I got them through an auction, so that was good. And then just to get them and put them in my collection was just what I wanted, because I only read Shadows of the Empire a few months back because I wanted to dive into some Legends material, and lo and behold, I just fell in love with these characters. I just really wanted them in my collection. And I know that Shizo actually did receive a figure re-release in about 2009-2010 as part of a Legacy Collection comic back, but Dash Rendar has never actually been released since Shadows of the Empire, so you're lucky if you have this one. It'd be nice if Hasbro released him in the Black Series for the comic packs. It'd be great to include him in one, because I think it would just be a brand new figure to add. But yeah, sort of the face there, you just see that sort of action hero character you're meant to have. It was a great sort of stand-in for Han Solo in the story, and then we do have several other adventures with him re-emerging following the Battle of Endor, so there's plenty more to have him with following that. But Dash Rendar is easily a favourite character among many fans of the Expanded Universe, and Shadows of the Empire is my favourite area of Star Wars Expanded Universe Legends, so this is just one to look at. And we'll just give a full zoom in on the figure so you can see him all the way down. So there's his face, his little markings on his armour there. All the gloves with different markings there too. I mean, for a figure that was made in '96 in the Power of the Force 2 line, this one just really stands out for me. I just really liked what they've done with it, and it's worth getting. I'll just like Shizo, I'll put links in the description to listings of him on eBay, and I'll even put links of them both together if you can find figure packs of them sellers that'll be selling them together, because, as I said, I bought Shizo and Rendar together, so that's something to have. But yeah, this is Dash Rendar as part of the Power of the Force 2 line. An excellent figure in the Shadows of the Empire wave of figures, and just it really works together. It's a fantastic character, an excellent character. As I said again, he's one who's never been really portrayed on screen. He's just been in a video game, so you can really like the figure for who he is. And of course, obviously, another thing about the character is his ship, because he's known for piloting the Outrider, which is, a lot of your fans might know, as I picture it right there, is a sort of Millennium Falcon mock look-alike ship, as we have there. It's a very similar design to it, but it's not exactly the same to what we have of the Millennium Falcon. Obviously, it's a little bit different, but it's very similar in its look as well. And that's just a ship that many people have become fans of as well. There was one Lego option to build that, because the 2006 Star Destroyer actually had the same number. Because earlier Lego sets used to have sort of a thing where you could build another set out of the bricks that you have, and the Lego Star Destroyer from 2006 had the Outrider and a T-16 Skyhopper as alternate sets you could build out of it. So that was just an option there. That would look pretty cool to have as well. But there's Dash Rendar, and like if you have this figure, he's just you'll know how just a great character he is to have in your collections, especially for Expanded Universe collections too. And I just hope that Hasbro do dive into Shadows of the Empire and give us a Black Series 6-inch Rendar or Shizo. I just think they'd be great characters, and as I said again, if they don't do it in comic packs but they do it in this style packaging, I think that would just be just for any die-hard Star Wars fans of Shadows of the Empire, that would just be like the holy grail there. That's what that is. I hope you enjoyed looking at Dash Rendar here. As I said again, there'll be links in the description to his listings on eBay, so if you'll be able to pick him up on there, if you can be lucky to find him at a decent price, because I've seen a lot of things, like I've seen Rendar on his own go for like 17 quid, so I was lucky to get him and Shizo for 11. But if you do manage to get these on their own at a decent price, just get him while you can. Basically, that's the easiest way around it. Whether it be loose or carded, whatever you want, that's just the way to go about it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed looking at Dash Rendar. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Do subscribe and leave a comment as well. Tell us what you think of Rendar if you have him. And do stay tuned. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more content. And I will see you next time.